Well, yes, I am. I am back for the third week in a row coming to you live and actually feel some momentum building, some consistency happening. I'm liking it. So today what I want to do really quickly is talk about how to break a bad habit. So I've had this love-hate relationship with diet soda for many years. And what I want to do today is use the 5-step strategy that I have for you to walk you through how I actually quit drinking diet soda this last time. And it's been going very well, and this is probably the clearest it's ever been for me. So any bad habit, this is going to work for you. If you have any bad habit, just giving you the diet soda example. Yeah, so I never, it's kind of like when you start drinking coffee, you just should never start, and that first sip of your life of diet coffee, or diet coffee, are you kidding me? Coffee, I can remember how bitter it was, and it took me several tries to become the coffee addict that I am. This is not about coffee. This is about diet soda. So it was the same thing with diet soda. I remember I used to drink the sugar soda, back when I was in my 20s. And then I was starting to gain some weight and I didn't like that. So everyone's like, cut out soda. So I'm like, cool, I'll just drink the diet soda. And it was the same way. The first taste of it, I was like, oh, that's terrible. Why would anyone do that? But then as you take out the sugar and you need that substitute, you can talk yourself into it. And so that's what I did. And then I had this little notion that because it was sugar-free, calorie-free, I could drink as much as I want and I wouldn't gain weight. And even though I know there's a lot of controversy out there about whether it's healthy, whether it causes cancer, whether it causes weight gain, I just couldn't find anything conclusive enough to convince my brain I needed to stop drinking it until about 5 weeks ago. The negative symptoms I was feeling just finally made me go, maybe it is the diet soda. And that is when I got the initial motivation to break that bad habit. So that's where your starting place is, right? You have this spark of, all right, there is this thing that I am doing and it is causing me more harm than what the pleasure it brings me is worth. So it is leaving. So that's where I came to that place. And it was sort of by accident that I developed these 5 steps and it worked. And it's kind of funny because we just recently started another Healthy Habits Challenge over in our Cowgirl Up Fitness community. And I had the girls begin their positive habits with the same method. And I'm loving how it's really getting that focus, the consistency that just kind of bringing it all together. We have that clarity and you're like, this is a process that I actually believe I can follow through with. And that's what I want. I want you to succeed. So let's jump right into it. So still making, I feel a little awkward sometimes. I'm still making use of my new office. I got this really cool, one of those big old time chests. I think this one's actually an antique. I'll have to show you sometime, but I'm sitting on it to try, and I think I got my lighting better this time around. So the process that I want to run you through really quick is actually what I'm calling the 5 W's. And so you could actually, if you have a bad habit like drinking too much soda, like if you want to quit the soda, get out a piece of paper and we'll run through these really quick and you can just do this little exercise with me. So it's going to be the 5 W's, which you've heard when you were in middle school. What? I have them in order, so I want to do this. When? Let me make sure. Yes. What, when, where, why, and who. This process right here is a strategy that you can put in place, because I guarantee you the worst thing you want to do is just say, I'm giving up diet. Today's the last day for diet soda. I'm going to use my willpower and my motivation, and that's all. I'm just going to put my mind to the matter and it's going to happen. So that, as you know, has failed more times than you can count. It's not enough. You need a strategy in place to go ahead and make this happen. So let's run through this. So what is the bad habit? So give up diet soda. Quit drinking diet soda or whatever you may have. So what I'm actually going to do is break the what up into 3 parts. So the second one is going to be what uncomfortable feelings am I predicting I'm going to feel as a result of giving up this diet soda? So for me, that's the biggest thing. That's what holds me back from getting started. And it's just knowing that I have to go through these uncomfortable feelings to get there. So I just wanted to clearly identify what they were so I knew what to expect. I could come at it with all my power. And so I get, just giving up something like that, there's, we'll get into the when in a second, but it would just make me feel, just that detox, that gurgling in my belly, that craving, that it's a craving that I feel, that uncomfortableness is a craving in my body that happens when I stop drinking it. And then the third what is when I start, so I'm giving up diet soda. When I give it up, I'm going to feel uncomfortable. What can I do instead? So, and this is personal. This is why I want to give you a strategy that you can plug in, because what you feel as uncomfortable and what you're willing to do instead is going to be different than what I'm going to do. And it's also for me, it's going to depend on when I'm feeling these cravings and what I'm doing in the moment. So like yesterday, midday. So I substitute taught yesterday at the school, and about lunchtime would be my old method of going to Subway, getting a salad, and getting a Diet Pepsi to drink with it. I just love all of these things that I love about drinking it. And then, so I know when I go, I would feel those uncomfortable feelings, that craving. What can I do instead when I go to Subway? And this is as simple as it was for me. Because I had the motivation, I honestly, it was easier than I thought it would be. I just asked for a water glass, and I just replaced the soda with a glass of water in that moment. Let's see, there's another part to that I want to talk about. Let me make sure it's not that I'm covering it in the what area. Okay, so when I feel why? Yes. Okay, so the other. Yeah, okay, so I'll cover that in just a second. So that's basically what you need to do instead of just saying, oh yeah, I'm going to give up diet soda. Become aware, very clear. Maybe in your journal, you take 15 minutes in the beginning of whenever you're giving up your habit to come to terms with what is going on. This is power here. You're setting yourself up for success. All right, so then when will you feel these uncomfortable feelings? So the when to the 5 W's is when are you going to feel this pain? Because this right here is what it's all about. This is what makes it hard to quit a bad habit, is because you feel uncomfortable. So you can have this strategy in place of thinking into the future. When do I feel that? For me, it was most definitely around the noon time, and then pretty much till I went to bed. Because I was bad. I was getting to where I wasn't just drinking one every single day. I might drink 2 or 3 a day. Oh, so bad. I'll talk about what was going on later. I'll share with you guys what happened later. I've got some stuff coming up that I want to talk to you about. Not today, but some terrible hormonal imbalances and weight gains and all this stuff that started happening. And I'm like, what? So anyway, when? So for me, that was like noon to bedtime is when I knew off and on. It wasn't just constantly going from noon to bedtime, but it was like, those feelings would happen. So in those first days when I knew I was going to be feeling so uncomfortable, all the important work that I needed to get done, that sometimes I relied on that loveliness that the diet soda would give me, I would make sure I would get done maybe between 7 a.m. and noon. those first few days, like if it's sitting in my office doing some creativity work and I rely on the soda for that, I would get it done early in the day before all these cravings started kicking in. So it's just another strategy to keep you in place so you can keep going. So the where, so we got our 5 W's. Where is a two-parter. Like, where would you be in your body? Just noticing that, and then also, in your environment. So once again, uncomfortable feelings. Where are they? Where do I feel them specifically in my body? Sometimes I get a headache. Mostly it was just this craving feeling in my guts. And just slowing down instead of like pushing away this unidentified yuckiness and then knowing unconsciously what'll make it go away. There's this really strange thing that happens when you slow down. This is why I practice meditation, but in that moment, you slow down, you calm down, and you go, man, I don't feel so good. Where do I feel it? And you just put your attention on that feeling and you simply be with it. That's why I say where. You be with that feeling in your body. The next thing is kind of switching gears and going, what are your triggers in your environment where you live that's causing these feelings? So for me, I would buy diet soda on sale, and then so I would bring home, anywhere from 4 to 6, 12 packs of diet soda, and I have this cute little place in my pantry, very visible, where I would stack it. And then we'd drink all that, and then if it was on sale, I'd buy it again. We'd have it so easily readily available to drink. It was very convenient to drink the diet soda. So no way in tarnation would I say, my habit's to give up diet soda, don't go through this process, still have all of this diet soda in my kitchen readily available where I could just grab it. So that was the first thing I did before I even did my start date of when I was giving up the soda, to remove all of that stuff. Just get it out of there, out of sight, just setting myself up for success. It seems like a no-brainer, but it's amazing how sometimes we just act off the cuff and we're like, heck with it. I'm motivated, my motivation's high, I'm just gonna do it. No matter what, I'm gonna do it. And you should do that, but if you do this process, nothing's gonna stop you. It will work. All right. So then, what, when, where, 1, 2, 3, 4, where, why, and this is supposed to say why. Why are you giving up the bad habit? And this one actually comes up, I should start with this. Next time I do this, I'll make sure why is at the top. And if you can get crystal clear on why you are starting something, that is the catalyst. And usually your why is something wildly negative, something you want to get away from and you don't like. And that's exactly what happened with me. I have this laundry list of huge symptoms that were starting to accumulate, and I suspected that part of the problem was the diet soda. I knew I needed to cut it out at least for a good solid 30 days so I could experiment and see, all right, now are these symptoms going away? What were they, you ask? There were two symptoms that sent me over the edge. One is my fluffy hair was starting to fall out in way bigger masses than I wanted it to. And the other one that really did it for me was my menstrual period was coming way more frequently. I was regular for a long time, my whole entire life, 28, 30 days on the clock. And then that window started shortening, by a couple days each month. Until the thing that really, it freaked me out. It was, I got a period in 3 weeks. And for me, I'm like, there is something not right. What if it is this diet soda? So I needed that test window where I could go, okay, I'm giving it up for 30 days. So those two fears in me were my catalyst. And then on the other side of it was, because you can't change from a place of fear. You can gain motivation from a place of fear, but the actual change where you break the habit has got to come from when you're feeling your best. Time and time again, study after study, habit guru, after habit guru trains you to get yourself in a positive state of mind continually throughout the process of changing yourself, of creating good habits. And so I was able to have that knowledge to go, okay, how I'm going to change my negative thinking into my positive thinking was just imagining, okay, what if I didn't have this crutch? What would my body be like if I wasn't so reliant on diet soda? What's on the other side of that terrible period that I'm not willing to go through? And what can I use instead? So whenever I'm feeling like I need that, what's actually that balanced, natural, healthy way of living that would make me feel proud of myself? And I just started pouring in those types of those thoughts into my space. So your why power is very important. It's probably the most important in terms of catalyst and motivation to keep you going. And then who. So why I wrote down who is because you need a support system. And I'm going to have a talk with my ladies in there because when in our group, which this excites me because I love seeing their feedback. And this is just something that I've become aware of from running fitness challenges for people for years and years, is you think that you are your best support, but you are not. So who's going to hold you accountable? And if you say you, that's good. Ultimately, you are accountable to you. That's all there is. And I thought that's all I ever needed too, but that's not the case. You need the support of people who truly believe in you no matter what. And sometimes that can be difficult to find, I know, and that is actually why I love our Cowgirl Up Fitness community on Facebook. It's we're approaching 3,000 of us in there now. Seems like a big number, but it's really it has a nice feel to it. So even though we don't know each other personally, we all stand for, we have that connection with the horses and the rural life, and most of us are moms and things like that, and we all want to get fit and healthy to ride or be around our horses in some way. And when you have that commonality and come together and you're like, okay, ladies, my husband's not supporting me, but I know you will, or I thought I had the strength to do this, but I'm really not. Send me some love your way. You just connect with people. And it's real. It's not like some weird thing. There is goodness in these Facebook groups. There really is. And how I know that is true is I've been being in the groups for a long time, and there are some people that I got to know, just developed a relationship with over years of never seeing them in real life, and then traveling to horse shows or trips or different things and being able to meet up with them and actually give them a hug in real life. It is amazing how internet and Facebook, everybody's always slamming Facebook, but how Facebook can actually bring people closer together. I live in the middle of nowhere. Yes, I have friends that live here and I love them dearly. But the internet has allowed me the space to open up to get support from people all over the United States and the world potentially. So it's so cool. Like, that's how come you're listening to me right now. Yes, indeed. All right. So that's what I have for you, is my presentation on the 5 W's. I want you to write those down and try this process out the next time you want to tackle your bad habit. I know it'll work for you. Thank you so much for watching this video. As always, you can leave me comments if you have questions. If you find this helpful, I would love it if you share it. That's how it gets out into the world of Facebook, and I know that this is the information you're looking for. They had one more thing I wanted to say. Don't feel bad. If there's something that you have struggled with to give up, maybe it's sugar. Sugar is hard. I think sugar is actually harder than diet soda because it's so, diet soda is one thing and you could go, I'm done with it. But sugar is something that's found in all types of foods, from ketchup to cereal, to bread, to candy and cakes and all the things we know sugar's in. So way harder to quit sugar just because of the availability, but this process will still work. Actually devote a lot of my teaching to quitting sugar and weight loss, making you feel fit and healthy. So look forward to more of that stuff coming your way. that's my message for today, you guys. And we will see you next week for another training. All right, bye-bye.